up on the Q30 Newscast. A look at the new sustainability achievement for Quinnipiac and an update on the recent arson arrest.
And how Quinnipiac recognizes veterans and international students.
Plus, a look at local restaurants open for Thanksgiving.
All that and more on the Q30 Newscast.
Welcome to the Q30 Newscast. This is the QBSN Takeover. I'm Brittany Braun-Lieben, and alongside me is Seth Bromowitz.
We're taking a quick break from covering sports to give you all the news in Quinnipiac and Hamden.
On Monday, Quinnipiac University was presented a Sustainability Award from United Illuminating and Southern Connecticut Gas at the North Haven campus.
Incentive from United Illuminating from Avangrid to Quinnipiac University, which is resulting in almost $1 million savings in the utility bills for the company, for the university.
As of recent, Quinnipiac has made energy-efficient upgrades at the North Haven campus that include LED lighting, hot water heaters, and vending machine controls. Quinnipiac President Judy Olian was presented the award with local government officials in attendance, including Hamden Mayor Lauren Garrett and North Haven Mayor Michael Frieda.
We're doing this work on the town side, and I'm just really happy that you're doing this work as well at the university.
Thank all of you for your collaborative efforts. It's the collaboration that makes us even stronger as communities.
The idea of it is simple. Save energy, cut down on costs, and turn lights off when they're not needed. That way, we can keep the lights on at the school.
Energy efficiency measures, which can now, their buildings are operating on less fuel and less energy by doing these measures. Lighting, heating, ventilation, air conditioning. They're doing all really smart things.
All these energy efficient measures continue to be seen with the construction of the South Quad as well. Quinnipiac's continuing to be the university of the future. Reporting from Quinnipiac University for Q30 News, I'm Connor Core.
Tonight, we have more information on the October 31st arrest on campus. First-year student Demetrios Pentatopoulos was arrested for alleged arson in Dana English Residence Hall. Police arrived to campus around 5 p.m. on Halloween. He is being charged with second-degree reckless endangerment, reckless burning, and second-degree criminal mischief. He is scheduled to appear in Meriden Court on Thursday, November 16th. Pentatopoulos had a $1,000 bond posted for him. We spoke to Dana Resident Hall students on what they thought about the situation.
Way that they're handling it, just so it doesn't get any worse, but I feel like the way they're handling the dissemination of information is a little strange, because us in the building, we got told what happened, but then everyone else got sort of told a different story.
2 vacant senior senator positions in SGA will be voted on after Thanksgiving break. In this special election, candidates don't have to campaign for the role, but will have to collect student signatures and present their platform during the general board meeting on November 29th at 4 p.m. After their presentation, the current student government body will elect the new senators with the majority vote.
The School of Health Sciences has a new department dean. Anita Lee has been named Associate Dean of Academic and Faculty Affairs. Lee will now be tasked with developing and supporting health science facility, promotion of academic excellence, and creating a culture of innovation and collaboration. She'll be working alongside department chairs, program directors, and other faculty on projects related to academic programming and faculty affairs. With Thanksgiving coming closer, it's time for Thanksgiving break. Break will start on November 17th at 6 p.m. and dorms will reopen on November 26th at 10 a.m. During this time, there will be no university shuttles or dining services available. Students will have to find their own transportation and food services. Students should know Residential Life will be conducting health and safety inspections in the dorms over the break.
As students get ready to travel home for Thanksgiving break, we'll send it to Nick Boyd with a look at this weekend's weather.
Thank you, guys. We'll take a look at the next 3 days, including today. Today, we had a high of 51, low of 35, so if you're heading back to your dorms soon, bundle up. It's going to get chilly tonight. Same deal for tomorrow, high of 61. It will be pretty sunny during the day. You see that low of 39, which is a little bit better than today. I'll give it that, but you're still going to want to bring a jacket, maybe get that beanie out of the closet. And then Friday will be the nicest day you're going to see this week. High of 61, low of just 53, partly cloudy. The sun will be kicking in there a little bit. That's all I've got for now. We'll give you the full week forecast along with temperatures from around the state after this.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life, but how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have prediabetes, a serious medical condition that puts you at high risk for type 2 diabetes. 1 in 3 American adults has prediabetes, but more than 80% don't know they have it. The good news is, prediabetes can be reversed, and for many people, healthy changes in their daily routine can make a big difference. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Welcome back to the Q30 Newscast. This past Saturday, the United States and Quinnipiac honored those who served on Veterans Day. Q30's Joe Monty has more on the university's support for our nation's veterans.
Veterans Day was Saturday, November 11th, and Quinnipiac was recognized as being one of the best colleges for student veterans by the Military Times. Quinnipiac was ranked number 1 in Connecticut, number 1 in the Northeast, and number 18 nationally. Part of the reason these rankings are so high is because Quinnipiac works to alleviate a lot of the stress that comes with applying to college for veterans.
To help the administrative burden of not only navigating the application admissions process at the university for an adult learner like a veteran, as well as navigating the Department of Veteran Affairs, be able to take that administrative burden off of them so they can concentrate on getting their courses, going to class, find out where the classes are, kind of building that camaraderie with fellow students here.
The university also works to provide support for student veterans, understanding how their education can be a little more difficult to pursue.
They're dealing with life stressors along with being a full-time student here. So the school does a really good job of bringing in support structures, counseling services, linkages to VA hospitals that are close by, as well as having a quick response to support their academics and their life here on campus.
The assistance veterans receive isn't the only reason why they choose Quinnipiac. It's also because of the welcoming community created by fellow students and professors.
The general student population is great and really supportive of our veteran population here, which is another reason, it really adds. It's that kind of second and third order effect of retention and high graduation rates because they feel like they fit in.
Many in the Quinnipiac community believe it's important to celebrate Veterans Day, especially because of the number of veterans on campus.
So we have a large cadre of student veterans, over 200 student veterans from all services, as well as 40 to 45 faculty and staff that have served.
All of these efforts combined are what make many veterans happy to be a part of the Quinnipiac community. Reporting for Q30 News, I'm Joe Monty.
To celebrate International Education Week, Quinnipiac hosted an international alumni panel. This discussion was about working in the United States and other opportunities available. This allows for students to get insight into working professionally. This also served as a networking event for the students.
It's a really engaging conversation. It can be really difficult for international students to navigate searching for jobs, as well as the work authorizations that they have to obtain on their visa. So hearing from fellow students that have gone through those experiences is super valuable.
A new one-credit course is being offered in the spring semester to help students with their listening skills. The class is MC 190, Listening Skills for Life, Work, and Beyond. This class helps teach students to build listening competence for work and life. It will teach methods for listening in diverse cultural and professional contexts and build tools for organization. This is a 7-week course offered on Tuesdays at 11 a.m.
The annual Quinnipiac University Elevator Pitch is back upon us. The Quinnipiac students are given the chance to create new venture ideas to a panel of judges. Participants have the chance to win cash prizes in 2 categories, commercial enterprises and social enterprises. The competition was free to enter and open to all majors.
Earlier today, Community Action Project partnered with Hands on Hartford for Faces of Homelessness, an annual event held on campus where speakers who used to be homeless spoke about their experiences.
The world has started to get too big for me. I couldn't take it anymore. I did not like who I had become because I had lost myself. And I wanted to get myself back. And when I walked away, I stayed away. That's 24 years now.
The event served as an educational experience open to everyone to give them a different perspective on life. The debates for the 2024 presidential race are underway, and some candidates are having a change of heart.
Jackie Adrovo has this and more in politics.
Thank you, Seth and Brittany. A lot has happened in politics this week that everyone should know about, so let's jump right in. On Tuesday night, the House approved Mike Johnson's plan that will fund federal agencies until early next year. With this temporary plan, lawmakers will have more time to create a full-year funding plan. The original deadline for this plan was on September 30th and now extended to November 17th. Johnson had to rely on Democrats' votes to get the plan through after many worried that the government would go into a shutdown by the end of this week. On Sunday night, Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina announced that he is dropping out of the 2024 Republican presidential campaign. The announcement came as a surprise to Scott's campaign team as he made it on live television. Just days earlier, Scott was scheduled to campaign in Iowa, which was then canceled as he cited the flu. Though Scott is not only the only Republican thus far to drop out of the race, Scott's campaign never took off according to familiar sources, and he struggled to raise money. Scott's numbers in the polls started to become stagnant leading up to Sunday's announcement. He does not plan to endorse any of his former opponents and has no interest in becoming a vice president candidate. On Monday, all 9 Supreme Court justices issued a signed code of conduct. The new code covers ethics of the court itself and how the justices should conduct themselves in different manners. This new code comes after many justices have received backlash and scrutiny over their actions outside of the courtroom. Some in government are still unsure if this new code will be effective as there is a lack of information on how it will be enforced and implemented. Members of Senate will continue to review the code to determine if it meets the Senate Democrats' goal. That's all I have for politics tonight. I'm Jackie Adrovo. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Jackie. Coming up on the Q30 Newscast, Nick Boyd returns to give us the full scoop on this coming week's weather, along with information on a student-run program to promote speaking up.
Plus updates in the United States and what's going on across the globe. We'll be right back.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Honey, what I think you need is a socket wrench.
I played JV basketball.
I'm sorry. I don't think it looks right.
This is good, and it's all good, baby.
Is it really all good?
If you love me enough to routinely test your handyman skills, not to mention the strength of your marriage, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/therightseat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
I'm gonna call my dad.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced house hunting. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back. Seth, what do you enjoy doing during the fall?
Personally, I really enjoy apple picking. How about you?
I personally love pumpkin picking and then taking home and baking with whatever I get from the store.
Nick, what do you enjoy doing during the fall, and is the weather gonna hold up for us?
Well, you guys got me thinking about my favorite Thanksgiving foods. I'm going to have to go with throwing a football around in the crisp fall air, and we're going to have a lot of those crisp fall days coming up. We saw those first 3 days of the week. We'll move over to the weekend. 55 on Saturday with some showers. It'll be pretty cold at night. Lows of 30 for Saturday and Sunday, but Sunday you're going to have a nice partly cloudy day. 49 your high, really nice and cool. And then the next couple of days are going to be a little bit of the same. Cool, 45 is going to be your high on Monday with a low of 29, so bundle up at night. And on Tuesday, it'll be 46 your high, a much higher low at 43, and you're going to get some showers right before the Thanksgiving holiday. And now we'll take a look around the state of Connecticut. Up north in Torrington, your high is 59 with a low of 38. In Hartford, you're going to have a high of 61, low of 38. Over in Norwich, right up here, a high of 62, low of 36. We'll go down to New London, a high of 60, low of 41. Coming close to us here in Hamden, taking a look at New Haven now, a high of 61, low of 39. Going over to Stamford, a high of 62, low of 41, and over in Danbury, you're going to have a high of 61 and a low of 37. All those temperatures are for tomorrow. Guys, it's going to be a lot of cool days coming up, so get those jackets out of the closet, get those hats ready to go. Back to you guys on the desk for the rest of the show.
Thanks, Nick. It's nice to see that the weather is going to be a little bit dry when I go home on Friday. Quinnipiac's new student run campaign aims to empower students to speak up in challenging situations.
Q30's Evangeline Crossley has more on the story.
Quinnipiac's new Defend the Den campaign is taking strides towards forming a safer community here at QU by encouraging bystander intervention. Proposed as a capstone project by the Director of Student Conduct and Community Standards, Stephen Sweet, during his time as a student at Quinnipiac, and with the help of the student-run strategic communications firm, The Agency, Defend the Den seeks to educate and encourage students to speak up in challenging situations.
Again, the goal of Defend the Den is to just be that reminder that you have an accountability and a responsibility to be that person that helps. When you can, if it's safe to do so, and there's some strategies that you can employ when you're in a position to help someone out. And that's what we really want our community at Quinnipiac to be doing for one another.
Defend the Den recommends students use the 3 Ds in any tense situation they find themselves in. Those are taking direct action, causing a distraction, or delegating jobs to others nearby. Students can also participate in Defend the Den by becoming student ambassadors, also known as Den Defenders. Ambassadors work in tandem with the Dean of Students' office and are trained with a variety of university resources, which they then share with other students through educational programs in classes and clubs. The Defend the Den program was recently chosen by Region 1 of the National Association of Student Personnel Administrators as the Program of the Year in Connecticut, and Stephen Sweet was invited to speak about it at a conference in Portland, Maine this Tuesday. If you're interested in becoming a Den Defender to provide training to other Quinnipiac students, reach out to defendtheden@quinnipiac.edu. Reporting from the Mount Carmel campus, I'm Evangeline Crossley, Q30 News.
The Secret Service comes to the rescue. The Air Force has some new equipment and an update on the SAG-AFTRA strike.
Brianna Trachtenberg has more on National News.
Thank you, Brittany and Seth. Late Sunday night, a U.S. Secret Service agent opened fire during an attempted car break-in while they were protecting President Biden's granddaughter. Secret Service agents encountered 3 individuals breaking a window on a parked and unoccupied government vehicle in the Georgetown neighborhood. One of the agents fired their gun, but it is believed that no one was harmed. The suspects immediately fled the scene in a red vehicle. A regional lookout has been issued to supporting units, and the incident is being investigated by the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department and the Secret Service. Now, moving to the United States Air Force, the first new American bomber aircraft of the 21st century was taken for test flights on Friday. The B-21 Raider is the newest war airplane that has been created by the U.S. Air Force. The goal is to make the aircraft the country's next nuclear weapons stealth bomber. While the Air Force has tried to keep details about the plane under wraps, they have said that the new bomber will be unlike any other. The plane will be made out of advanced materials to help make it more survivable in combat. The B-21 is part of the Pentagon's efforts to modernize all 3 legs of the nuclear triad. Finally tonight, after a long battle, the SAG-AFTRA strike has come to an end. After 118 days of striking, the SAG-AFTRA National Board voted on Friday to approve the union's new minimum contract agreement. The new contract now includes a 7% increase in general wages, which will be effective immediately. It also states that a studio must obtain an actor's informed consent before creating or using a digital replica of an actor. The contract also includes new streaming residuals, improved relocation benefits, regulations on self-taped auditions, and increased residuals for stunt performers. General members are expected to formally approve the contract by voting in the coming months. Now, that is all I have for National News this week. Brianna Trachtenberg, Q30 News.
No, Brittany, it's really nice to see that the actor strike is finally over and that even stunt doubles are getting the residuals that they deserve. But Israel is scrambling to save newborns at a hospital, South Korea speaks on an illegal arms deal, and the European Union is struggling to support Ukraine.
Ashley Potvin has more with international news.
Thank you, Seth and Brittany. There is a lot going around the world this week. Starting off in the Middle East, the war between Israel and Palestine has entered its 6th week, and Hamas does not have any intention of backing down. On Tuesday, Palestinian officials requested the evacuation of Gaza's largest hospital after conditions have gotten worse, and 40 patients, including 3 newborns, have died since the hospital's emergency generator ran out of fuel last Saturday. Doctors are currently rushing to save over 3 dozen newborns in hopes of keeping them alive in catastrophic conditions. The Red Cross attempted to transport nearly 6,000 patients from another hospital in Gaza on Monday, but warfare forced its convoy to retreat from the attempt. Earlier this week, President Yoon Suk Yeol of South Korea denounced the alleged illegal arms deal between North Korea and Russia. There are concerns that the ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas and Russia's lengthy war on Ukraine is making security on the Korean peninsula more complicated and uncertain. Russia and North Korea have both rejected the reported arms transfer agreement as false, which would go against numerous resolutions of the United Nations Security Council that prohibit the transfer of weapons to or from North Korea. He plans to discuss the international response and its extensive security implications during the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit this week. Members of the European Union recognize that they may not be able to provide Ukraine with the ammunition it needs to stop Russia's invasion and retake the territory that has been seized. Earlier this year, European Union leaders made an agreement promising to supply 1 million rounds of ammunition to the front lines of Ukraine by the spring of 2024. So far, nearly 300,000 rounds have been supplied from their current stock. Redirecting present European Union shipments and giving Ukraine priority is one approach to obtain more ammunition. European Union leaders are continuing to find ways to get ammunition to aid Ukraine. That's all I have for international news this week. Ashley Potvin, Q30 News.
Thanks for sticking with us.
Thanks, Ashley. Coming up on the Q30 Newscast, we have sports, and more sports. All that and more after this break.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What?
I can't drive.
Why?
I'm high.
Oh.
Thanks for sticking with us.
It's our favorite time of the show. The Quinnipiac volleyball team gets ready for the MAC tournament. The men's basketball team traveled deeper into New England, and the men's ice hockey team gets ready to face a conference foe.
Clever Stripes has more in the world of sports. Clever?
Thanks, Seth and Brittany. It's only fitting for our QBSN newscast takeover to talk a bit about some Quinnipiac sports. So we'll start at the Mullins Center in Amherst, Massachusetts, as the men's basketball team visited UMass on Monday night. The Bobcats came up short 102-81. QU's Matt Belanc and Amari Tice led the way with 13 points each, while UConn transfer Richie Springs stood out, shooting 5 for 5 from the field for 12 points and 6 boards. Rasul Diggins was the breadwinner for the Minutemen, posting 22 points in the victory. It's the first loss for QU's new head honcho, Tom Pecora. He will retool before Friday's road game against Army at 5 p.m. Let's bump set and spike things over to volleyball. The Bobcats split its final conference road trip of the year ahead of this weekend's MAC tournament. With a 5-set loss to Rider and a 3-set sweep over St. Peter's, the Broncs came from behind to upset the Bobcats and were led in kills by sophomore Keani Shu Santiago, who had 19. In the bounce-back win, however, over St. Peter's, it was Ariana Diaz putting on a show. She put on 12 kills in the game. Despite the loss, Quinnipiac gets set for this weekend's MAC tournament as the 2-seed. Quinnipiac will play in the semifinals on Saturday in Fairfield against the winner of Marist and Iona in the quarterfinal round. Finally, we look ahead to the rink at a men's ice hockey power struggle. The number 7 Bobcats have won the ECAC Cleary Cup regular season title 3 years in a row, but the number 10 Cornell Big Red have been a constant thorn in Rand Pecknold's side. Beating Quinnipiac in 3 of the last 4 meetings between these two programs, Cornell's led by talented graduate goaltender Ian Shane and dynamic senior scorer Gabriel Seeger. However, Seeger will go toe-to-toe with former Union College teammate Colin Graff. Colin Graff was named ECAC Forward of the Week after registering 6 total points last weekend. We'll see this top 10 matchup play out on Friday at 7 p.m. in Hamden. That's all for sports. Back to the desk with Brittany and Seth.
Brittany, I don't know about you, but one of my dreams growing up was to play college sports.
It's definitely competitive to get into, but one of Quinnipiac students was able to make the jump from Quinnipiac's club hockey team to the defending national champions Division I roster.
Q30's Andrew Reynolds has more.
Ryan Solomon, we're ready, buddy. Come on, let's take a step out. 9-10 days in, come from the club team. You dressing tonight for you.
Last week, Quinnipiac club goalie Ryan Solomon received a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to fill a vacant goaltending spot within the Division I men's ice hockey team at Quinnipiac.
When I got that call, that message, it was pretty surreal. You know, to be out there tonight for QU Yale, you know, it's something you dream of as a kid. So, yeah, it was just a dream come true tonight.
Growing up close in Durham, Connecticut, Ryan always dreamed of playing for the Bobcats. It was frequently at the M&T Bank Arena for games. Getting called up to the NCAA level was a full-circle moment for him. Head coach Rand Pecknold said that he knew Ryan was their guy after looking for a third goaltender to fill in the shoes of Noah Altman while he deals with an absence from the ice.
Noah Altman's out for a while. You know, we made the decision because it was a lengthy absence that, you know, we had to get another goalie from the club team.
Obviously, the circumstances aren't the best. You know, seeing Noah go down, nobody wants to see that. He's obviously a very popular guy in the room, well respected. He's been awesome to me.
Even with Noah Altman out, Pecknold is very optimistic of Ryan and his future, as well as his integration into the program.
I brought him in. I met with him. I said, "Hey, you got a 14-day tryout. We'll see how it goes." And the guys like him. He's a good kid. He's got good grades, and we're just really happy with him so far.
With Ryan Solomon in and Noah Altman out, the question is, when will we see Ryan Solomon appear between the pipes? From the M&T Bank Arena, I'm Andrew Reynolds, Q30 News.
A local seafood restaurant will stay open this Thanksgiving with a special menu. Cindy Weimer has more on why the restaurant will remain open.
With Thanksgiving just over a week away, a local seafood restaurant is getting ready to celebrate the day by serving their own version of a Thanksgiving dinner. Shell and Bones, located in historic New Haven Harbor, is a seafood and steakhouse that has been open since 2016 and is open yearly for the holiday. The restaurant will be serving both unique specials as well as traditional Thanksgiving foods to honor the occasion.
We do offer a regular menu all day, and then we also have some Thanksgiving specials, so we obviously can't have Thanksgiving without turkey. So we have our own kind of twist of turkey and trimmings and whatnot. We also have some duck confit croquettes with pomegranate aioli, some fried okra with sweet potatoes and a roasted pepper dipping sauce.
Plant-based options will also be available for those following vegetarian and vegan diets.
For the vegetarians and vegans, we're doing a butternut squash and chickpea curry with an aromatic rice, red lentils, vegan yogurt, and cilantro.
With this gorgeous view, Shell and Bones sees both new and returning customers every single year.
A good range of everybody, people visiting. A lot of people come from out of town and they'll take their family here.
Aside from being open on the holiday, Shell and Bones has other unique features that sets them apart from other local eateries.
And so anything that is farmed is coming from something completely sustainably farmed, or anything that's taken from the wild is done so in a way that's not detrimental to the environment. Besides the sustainably sourcing seafood, you can't really beat the view of the water that we have. I don't think anyone has come close to the views that we have over here.
Conveniently being located 20 minutes from campus, Shell and Bones also holds events targeted towards students themselves.
For students, we do offer happy hour Monday through Friday. So we have a nice little happy hour snack menu as well as some drink and wine specials.
If you're looking to dine here this holiday, make sure to make your reservations as soon as possible, as the restaurant is already very booked. Reporting from Shell and Bones Restaurant in New Haven, Sydney Weimer, Q30 News.
That concludes the QBSN takeover of the Q30 Newscast. Make sure to follow us on social media at QBSN, Q30 News, and Q30 Television.
Also visit us on our websites at QBSN.com and at Q30TV.com. From the producers and everyone behind the scenes, I'm Brittany Brown-Lieben, joined alongside Seth Romulus. This has been the Q30 News.